It
Oh,
just suddenly got quiet here.
yes. All right. That probably sounds like a natural cutting point to move on to another topic. Who would we like to talk about, space or have a chat about free speech?
I want to go through space a little bit because, space is wonderful.
Yeah, we need
Well,
a white pill.
yeah. They've
White
just
Pill Wednesdays.
isn't that they've just found out there's a supermassive black hole that's larger than a solar system, which is the center of a galaxy, which is again in a center of a galactic cluster. That
Yep.
to me is so badass.
Well, we didn't just discover that. The white pill is in our ability to image it and to actually
That's
look at
it.
it through
Yeah,
telescope.
because the black hole image has been used before, and I've seen a lot of cultured imagery.
And as a Christian, I have to condemn that cultured imagery, no matter how nice some of it may look.
I have my followers, you have your followers, and
Yes.
I will stand for my cultured approach.
Is black hole Chan a thick concept?
Well,
She is
certainly thick.
Ah, damn! I walked right into that one.
Yep.
I don't have any safe for work pictures of Black Hole Chan. Give me a second, I'll see what I can do. We need to post the glory of this. Give me 2 seconds. Hmm.
So what was
Funny
it?
how quickly the fuck.
20,
Funny how quickly the images pop up.
yeah, so 2019, we found this, and now, 2 years later, even after the mess that the last year and a half's been, managed to get all these people with all these telescopes together, just looking at how awesome
Pasted it in chat. This is the safest work image I managed to find. Really well drawn, actually.
it
And
is
for
cool.
all watching, yes, I am a man of the highest form of culture.
Indeed. Do you know who the artist of that one is, just so we can credit them really quickly? It looks like Peery Paints. Do they have a URL?
Yes, they do. Peery Paints. That's the name of the artist.
Excellent. And yes, that is about the safest for work thing you can find of that character.
Yes, believe me, I searched. I'm posting it in the chat. What the name is?
We believe you.
Yeah, you've seen the not safe for work section, haven't you? Degeneracy. Ho!
Indeed.
So we're just gonna keep having the awkward silence, or are we gonna keep going?
Well, I think that is one of those things that just shows the sheer capacity of human intelligence and capacity in a way that isn't
yeah.
destructive.
But what about the
There's
telescope
nothing...
images?
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Actually,
Right, Plague.
oh man. But I mean, yeah, it is a definite
creation.
It is a definite white pill to see that kind of human capacity, kind of alongside our general failures and the degeneration of culture. It is nice to see us actually being able to achieve something truly great, especially since this is kind of a field in which the scientific endeavor does not go awry and cross certain, let's say, human boundaries. This is an entirely ethical pursuit.
It is time for exploration, right?
Yeah.
Because we have these images, we had these a long time ago. They are becoming more beautiful and beautiful with better technology.
That they are.
But I think we are entering in a space age, so it's gonna be awesome. I
I'm
can't
really
wait
looking forward
for Elon Musk to send people to Mars. That will be insane, just
If
like the
if,
moon landing.
if you had the
Everyone's gonna be
opportunity,
watching.
if you had the opportunity, would you go?
No, I got
I
shit
don't
to do on
know.
Earth.
Depends on the personal life.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
just depends. If they ask the wrong time, I might sign up.
Hmm. Actually, if I turn into a cyborg, then yes, I'll go, because that means I can come back afterwards.
Yeah. Well, now the plan is that they will send people, and then they will send them like in 26 months another batch, and then the people from the first batch can come back with that rocket. So it is not a lifetime mission, and we will see what's Elon Musk up to. He wants to get
Yeah.
like 1 million people up there.
Also, I want to point out one thing, that rather majestic speech of Second Plague. I mean, you got away with words, but while you also, talked about the wonderful accomplishments of human ingenuity, all that time, I was just looking at the not safe work area, and I was like, I agree, I agree, I agree, I agree. Human capacity for creation and downright fucking disturbing amount of anthropomorphization. What the fucking
Yeah,
word is?
well, humans also. The reason this is a white pill is because it is entirely ethical. It's entirely, beautiful.
Yes.
Now, as to your point about the not safe for work chat, I mean, well, in a biblical sense, humans were building the Tower of Babel, and humans did create a golden calf as an icon. So it's very obvious that the human power of creation can also be used in a rather degenerate way, let's say. And
Look at
honestly, that
Japan.
that is what worries me going forward. It is kind of concerning to me, this idea of crossing the last scientific threshold into just manipulating human nature itself on such a fundamental level, and breaking down the boundaries and concepts of human identity, which is something that C.S. Lewis was worried about in The Abolition of Man. It's something that's demonstrated in Brave New World when people just kind of become standardized. I'm quite afraid of that, because then you will have these pseudo enlightened humans who claim to be enlightened and wish to redesign all future human generations to fit whatever inevitably flawed view they have of perfection.
Yeah,
And at
that's a
that
scary
point,
thought.
the human being itself will be abolished. And when you talk about this, people have a tendency to go, "Oh, you're anti-science. How is this different from opposing industrialization?" And I would say it's different because the fundamental boundary that's being crossed here is
Yeah.
of a completely different kind to every other kind of technological or scientific advancement.
Exactly, because if you think about it, I think we are like max a century away to become immortal, maybe through the means of genetic manipulation, or just melt with the machines. So
Yeah,
it's a completely different thing, like than the industrial revolution.
yeah, getting rid of old age is kind of one of those things where it's like it sounds very appealing, but then you remember that means like,
Yeah, but it's
oh
the ultimate
yikes,
thing. This is
oh
the
yikes.
ultimate anti-nature thing.
Well, I mean, it does kind of sound nice, but then at the same time, you have to remember that means, oh dear lord, we're going to be stuck with Hillary Clinton forever.
Well, there's one thing though. If there's one constant in this universe, it is entropy. And eternity is just like with perfection. It's impossible for anyone living to attain it. So we can extend our lives for maybe an insane amount, but in the end, we and everything else will perish. Meaning that sooner or
Yes.
later, Hillary Clinton will go back to the ninth circle and regain her throne. Oh, sorry, did my bias shone through again?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm opposed to life extension, obviously. I mean, even from my Christian worldview, because of entropy, like, the human mortal life will end at some point or another. That's not really the issue to me. The idea of like reprogramming the human being is what is like far more.
No, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, we can go even further, because all these things that we are talking about are happening only in our dimensions that we are aware. And then when you go even further, like level up, you just meet God, you can go the spiritual way or the
I am
religious
too sober for this conversation.
Yeah, I was about to
Yourself a glass
say,
whiskey.
Because
or I was about to
transhumanism, what these globalists like Klaus Schwab are trying to, well, yeah, you just know that these old people just want to live forever, and that's their goal. They just want to upload their malicious minds in some supercomputer and extend their lives forever. Because what else did they not accomplish yet?
They want to be Mr. House.
Yeah, let me just put it
Yeah.
like this. If they ever get that whole magic life support thing, I have a feeling that there's going to be some dude somewhere just like, oh, my cup of coffee on the
Yep.
supercomputer.
Well, it could happen. It could happen just a minute from now, because we can be in the simulation. We can be on this higher plane.
I mean, if I start hearing the dun 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 dun, then yeah, we're totally in a simulation.
I think the
Well,
only thing I
do you
can.
guys believe in time travel? Is it possible?
I would thought
Not
time
in
travel would be
Hollywood,
something
but
that you can scientifically demonstrate. So it wouldn't be a point
Well-
of belief.
well,
It's a point of whether it can be proved.
Apart from the 60 minutes per hour time traveling we are doing right now into the future.
Well, we can travel
Well,
slower through time than the rest of the world, than the rest of the
Yeah.
universe, when
It's
we
relative.
start messing with relativity.
yeah,
Well,
to
yeah,
be
and-
fair,
and-
we
well,
are
you don't
currently
even-
traveling
Yeah.
through time now. I mean,
Well,
I'm
you don't even
in the
have to.
past compared to Spoon. I mean, compared to Bezek.
Well, you don't even have to. You don't even have to
that's
do
just-
it that
time zones
much,
are a
like-
social construct.
Well, it is the case that if you get to a higher altitude on Earth, even time moves either very, 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 very minusculely faster or slower. I can't
Yes.
remember which one it is. but
It's faster.
it's
Gravity
relative.
and speed is what influences time
Yes.
dilation.
For us, you'd be traveling faster, but for yourself, you'd be traveling slower. And that's actually an issue that our GPS satellites encounter, because
Yes,
they have
that's
to
how
be
GPS
so
satellites work.
high. They are to be
That's how they work.
geostationary. They have to do the calculations on their internal
Yeah.
nuclear
are
clocks, I
based also
think.
on
And-
the time difference between
Yeah,
That's
Right.
because they're traveling to us faster through time.
Okay, now I just
Or
was
we're traveling
I
faster,
was-
something.
I think they are because we are because of gravity and they are because of the speed. Yes.
Well,
I was just reminded about a cool thing about black holes. It is a strong theory, but if someone were to fall into a black hole, and when they get the closer they get, the slower it will go for you, but the more you'll see time out, unless of course you avoid dying horribly from the radiation and the
Well,
gravitational forces.
Well, of
If you were
course
to stay
you are
alive
going to.
if you manage to stay alive,
Well,
at least until you reach the event horizon, you would see the
Ah.
entirety of the universe go past you in a blur the closer you got.
exactly.
Yeah.
You reach infinite time dilation and time stops for you when you reach the event horizon.
well,
It's beautiful.
Well, that's
And
kind of
scary.
like that kind of ties into like a theory for quote faster than light travel. Technically, the speed wouldn't be faster than light, but the amount of distance covered would be kind of. It's the theory of like a warp drive, essentially,
Yeah,
where you would have to use gravity and negative gravity, which we can theoretically conceptualize, but we don't know if that's actually possible to compress space in front of a ship and expand it behind the ship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the theories about what we could do with wormholes. Just pop in one side, pop out somewhere else. Technically, the ship would only be traveling at like idling speed, but because at one moment they'd be in one place and another the next, they'd be theoretically traveling faster than light.
If we ever
Some
find
big
a
up
wormhole,
Stargate
though,
melody playing in my head, and it's beautiful.
if we ever find a wormhole, though, we need to get Matthew McConaughey to travel through it and yell, Merv! 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 Like 100 times. It'll be great.
Wait,
But
was there a
it would
Disney movie
it would
called
be
Black
funny
Hole?
if you just could
I
escape.
think it was called Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. Oh yeah. That's it. No, wait, was it? Is
It could be two
You
different
talking about the
movies.
movie?
I
Event
think it
Horizon is a
actually is
great
Event
movie
Horizon.
about these monsters.
No, wait. Event Horizon is the prequel to Warhammer 40K. The Black Hole is an old Disney movie based on Star Wars. You know, Disney's attempt to take on Star Wars.
That's a thing?
That's a thing. I'll find it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. It's
Which
corny.
they're trying to transform
it's
Star
old,
Wars.
Kinda. It's like it's old, it's corny, but it's freaking beautiful. It also has a lot of Christian
Based.
yes, because at the end, I mean it's an old movie. I can just say what happens, right? Not
Well, go on.
specifically, but in the end, it turns out that they travel through the black hole, and the villain, or he is the antagonist, he ends up getting thrown into hell.
Nice.
While the good guys end up finding a special planet, which is said to be the planet of God. So they go through a black hole. You could say they technically die. The bad guy goes to hell, and the good guys go to heaven.
Ooh.
It's that again. It's corny. It's weird, but I still love that movie.
I like it. It sounds, yeah.
It blew my mind when I was a kid. A guy died by getting a mixer through his stomach. Disney.
Oh.
Yeah. Very family friendly, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes, back when Disney still had balls.
I mean, it's actually much better than the crap we get nowadays. It was like, oh hey, look at this. We got want to build a snowman or some shit. Build a snowman. Let's build a snowman.
You
That
having
was
a
pretty good.
stroke?
Preaching.
No, it's just it can sound like a stroke, but it's just me venting the frustrations of my childhood on a soulless fucking
Right.
organization.
I'm just like picturing in South Park Mickey Mouse coming out of the Slave One, like, I shit now! I own the Death Star! I own Endor! Everything is mine! Haha!
Oh boy. I mean, I once heard someone imitating Mickey Mouse as a serial killer. How did it go again? I can smell you. You
Wasn't
can
that
find
Sea
where
Nanas
you
or
are, I
something?
know where you are. There we go. That's the guy.
Well, actually, it was one of Nana's friends, or was it Nana's himself? Anyway, something like that.
Yes, it was. And also he did Joker afterwards. And Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
I can smell you. Oh fuck! It's wonderful. Let's see.
All right, unless anyone has anything else on that one, shall we move on to free speech?
I have one thing before free speech. It is just as soon as we get that Stargate thing going, I'm leaving through it to see what's on the other side. And hopefully I won't die horribly, but if I do, it'll be a good way to die anyway.
It'll certainly be unique.
So,
yes. The first man to die in the fucking wormhole. Well, at least I die with a lot more dignity than my mythological origins say.
Well, we better not have, like, Justin Trudeau narrate that, otherwise it'll be one small step for person, one giant leap for people kind.
A man
Oh, God.
and a woman.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed this segment from the Sultans of Shadilay podcast.
If you like this segment, please click like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the full podcast in the description below.